All the other engines, they'll tell you so. He huffs and puffs and whistles, rushing to and fro. He's the really useful engine we adore. He's a really useful engine, you know, 'cause the fat controller, he told him so. Now he's got a branch line to call his very own. He's a really useful engine we adore. He's the one, he's the number one. Thomas the Tank Engine. He's the really useful engine we adore.
Gordon, James and Henry are good friends. They work hard on the main line of the North Western Railway. Gordon pulls the express. Henry hauls heavy goods trains. And James is a mixed traffic engine. Together they might be a bit of a handful, but they are really useful engines. One day the Fat Controller came to the sheds. Gordon, I have exciting news for you. The Earl of Sodor has found another A3 engine.
You mean me and Scotsman are the only two A3s left, sir?
Indeed, Gordon. It was only by luck the Earl was able to locate her. Anyway, she's on her way to Sodor right now. She should be here tomorrow.
Oh, I can't wait to see her. Another LNER Express engine on Sodor. Can you imagine it?
I can imagine the workmen strengthening the rails. They can barely hold your ego.
Oh, ha ha, very funny, James.
Very funny, James.
The next day, the engines on the main line watched as a dark blue tender engine made her way to Knapford. All the engines whistled to her, but for some reason, she didn't whistle back. Soon she arrived and met the three tender engines.
Hello, miss. Welcome to the island of Sodor.
Nice to meet you. And, what's your name?
I'm, Prince Palatine.
Prince?
I didn't choose the name, and to prevent any more questions from you, the name came from a horse race. Satisfied?
Hello, Palatine. You're right on time.
But of course. Now, what's my job?
Your job is to run a new shuttle service between Knapford and Ulfstead Castle, so people can visit the castle, the dinosaur park, and the railway museum.
Right.
I'm sure you will love working on this railway.
I have work to do. Thank you. Good day. End of conversation.
And I thought Gordon could be rude.
I know, right? Gordon, are all A3s like that?
Of course not. I think.
Soon Prince Palatine started her new job. The other engines watched her, but she didn't talk. All she did was work. That night, Gordon, Henry and James had a meeting in the sheds about Palatine's behaviour.
Disgraceful.
Disgusting!
Despicable. We can't allow this rudeness on our railway.
I say we have another deputation with the Fat Controller. Now, who's going to do it?
Let's see, eeny, meeny, miny... Gordon.
I agree. She's the same class as you, your sister. You do the talking.
Oh, very well.
Just then, Edward backed into the sheds. What's going on here?
It's that A3 engine Prince Palatine. We can't stand her uncalled for behaviour.
We're going to tell the SDH man about this.
Now calm down for a minute and let's talk this over calmly. There might be a reason for why she is like this.
No need to be rude.
Let me at least talk to her. Then after that, if there's no getting through to her, I'll have the indignation with the Fat Controller. The other engines knew Edward could be trusted with this and agreed. So he went to find Palatine. He found her in the goods shed in the yard. Hello, miss. What are you doing here?
Hello. And I'm just back from a goods train that 9F Murdoch failed, so I offered to help. You're Edward, right?
Indeed I am, and it's nice to meet you too, Prince Palatine.
You can call me Palatine.
Palatine, if I may ask, why do you not talk to the other engines?
I'm not the most sociable of engines. I prefer to get on with my work than talk to others.
I see. Well, I'm sorry to say, but that behaviour doesn't really fly here. And it's really aggravating Gordon, Henry and James.
Right. Well, if it offended anyone, I am sorry for that. Just wanted to get on with things and be like all engines. Really useful, you know?
Oh, I see. Well, if I may, I would like to offer a wee plan to you to help you and get on the good terms with the other engines. Soon Prince Palatine agreed to this plan. Then followed him to the sheds. Gordon, James and Henry were surprised when they both backed into the sheds. Edward then explained everything to the three big engines. Miss Palatine here didn't mean to be rude to you. She's just deeply dedicated to her work and makes it a top priority trying her best to be really useful. I'm sure you three can relate to that in some way. Gordon, Henry and James thought for a moment, then smiled. From Gordon's pride of pulling the express to James boasting about good day's work, they knew what it was like to be really useful. The next morning, James saw Palatine in the yards. She had been asked to take a goods train to the castle. Hello, Palatine. Would you like a buffer in shunting these trucks?
Sure. Thanks.
So James did. And in no time, Palatine's train was ready, and soon she was off. Later she had to stop at Elsbridge station. She needed more water. At the water tower, she met Henry.
Hello, Palatine? You need more water?
Yes.
Well then, you go first. My next train's not for a while anyhow.
Thank you, Henry. Much appreciated.
After her tender was filled, she set off for Ulstead Castle. Soon she arrived at the hill leading to the castle. She was about to pop up the hill when Gordon arrived. He was collecting the Fat Controller at the castle.
Hello, Palatine. Would you like a back engine?
Prince Palatine was very surprised by the three big engines today. She didn't expect them to be so helpful to her so soon, after leaving a bad impression.
Sure. Thank you, Gordon.
No problem.
So Gordon buffered up and together they got the train up the hill. They soon arrived at the top and met the Fat Controller. Well done, Palatine!
Thank you, sir, but Gordon, Henry and James helped me all day with this run.
Really? That night in the sheds, the Fat Controller came to see him. Edward explained everything to me about you three and Palatine, and I must say I'm delighted by the effect you three made to help Prince Palatine. She's a nice engine when you get to know her.
I agree.
Good work, you three. The next day, Gordon was taking his express to Vickerstown Station. It was a heavy train today, but when he arrived at his hill, he saw Adam with one of his slow goods trains. Gordon had to slow down so much, he stopped on his hill.
Oh, not again.
The guard phoned for help, and not long later, Palatine arrived.
Hello, Gordon. I was at Molesworth when I heard you needed some help.
Thank you, Palatine.
So Palatine buffered up, and together they got to the top of the hill.
Thanks, Palatine. See you soon.
Goodbye, Gordon.
Prince Palatine was pleased to help Gordon, and pleased to finally have some friends on the North Western Railway.
They're two, they're four, they're six, they're eight, shunting trucks and hauling freight. Red and green and brown and blue, they're the really useful crew. All with different roles to play, round Tisman's shed so far away. Down the hills and round the bends, Thomas and his friends. Thomas!
He's the cheeky one.
James!
He's vain but lots of fun.
Percy!
Pulls a medal time.
Gordon!
Thunders down the line.
Emily!
Really knows her stuff.
Henry!
Toots and huffs and puffs.
Edward!
Wants to help and share.
Jamie! Well, let's say he's square. They're two, they're four, they're six, they're eight, shunting trucks and